Hi, I'm Mark with the Average Me channel. Today I'm going to show you how to use an edge cutter. Now a lot of people may just use a shovel like this, and you can use a shovel like this and it'll get the job done. But you'll probably work a lot harder and the edging won't be as nice and clean as it could be. And here's why. First of all, if you look at a shovel like this, you see it has round edges to it. So you're not going to be able to get that nice, clean, straight edge because it's going to constantly run into bevels or these edges, these rounded edges. The other thing is you have no depth gauge when you just use a regular shovel. So let me show you what an edge cutter looks like. It looks like this. Now the nice thing about it, you can see this has this little lip on it, or this edge right here. And so it takes it to a uniform depth. This is about, I don't know, 6 or 7 inches. And also you can see the blade is really, really straight. So what's going to happen as you cut along, it's going to be straight, it's going to be uniform, and you're going to be able to move along at a much quicker pace. So I'm just going to cut a little edge here. Let me show you our garden first and the planting bed. It's really out of control. So I want to cut it down and then I'm going to put some new mulch in. So you can see in this planting bed that the edge is not uniform, the grass is growing into it, the mulch has all but deteriorated. Now I'm going to show you an edge. I'm going to put more mulch in here, but you can see on this side the grass is really not growing into it. And here's why. When we cut with an edge cutter, it makes a bevel right here. And along that edge, and I'll show you a fresh cut piece too, along that edge, it dries out the roots so the grass has a tendency to not encroach and grow into the planting bed. So as a result, this planting bed, although it needs fresh mulch, the edging is still relatively clean. I might want to clean up a little bit of it, but for the most part, it stayed very, very nice, despite the fact that it's probably 2 years since I cut this. You can see that's really easy to use. I'm just going to push it in, and I'm going to bring up the grass just a little bit, and we just move right along. So you can see it only took me about 30 seconds. I cut about 3 feet. And you can see that this is nice and clean, a nice straight edge. And this is where the roots of the grass will then be exposed. They'll dry out, and this is where I can start my mulch bed, and that will help to contain the mulch. When I'm done, I won't really need any edging. The fact that I cut that is going to keep the grass contained. It also creates sort of a little moat or a gully, a trough, in order to contain the edge of the mulch. So I'm going to show you what this looks like. I'll come back in about 10 minutes after I get this whole portion along the wall cut. And I'm going to do all of this part of the bed right here. Now, of course, the edge looks nice and clean, but you might be wondering, well, what do we do with all this dirt that you just dug up? Good question. There really isn't as much dirt as you think. What I typically do is I just knock it free, takes just a second or two, and all I'll end up with then is a lot of grass with some grass roots on it. The dirt, I just spread around here. It only adds, I don't know, maybe a 1/4 inch of thickness. I'm going to put mulch on top of it anyway. So I spread the dirt around the planting bed before I mulch. And then I can either compost that dead grass, or what I'm going to do is just spread it over my lawn and go over it with my mulch mower, and it'll disappear. So chopping this up a little is where you can actually use your shovel. All you're really doing is knocking some of that dirt loose. Then you pick up the grass, shake it off, and all you'll have is grass and a few roots attached to it. So here's the end result. I don't think that took me 15 minutes. Got about, I don't know, I would say 40 feet here finished. Now you might be saying, what about this? What about areas where there's still a little bit of grass and it's in the planting bed? Well, there's a few directions you can take with that. I'm going to hit it with a little Roundup before I put my mulch on. Now I know what a lot of you are thinking, why would you put Roundup in a planting bed? I'm very careful, I'll just hit the grass. I've done it in the past. I've never had it adversely affect my plantings. And then the next question might be, are you going to lay down a weed barrier? I've found that I can put mulch right onto the bare ground, and as long as I keep up with it, I mulch probably every other year, and I keep up with the weeds. Usually I don't have a problem. And here's a bird's eye view from on top of the wall. Nice and straight and clean. And there you can see the completed job. And because we use the edging tool, it'll stay that clean, makes it really easy to mow for a good long time. The entire job probably didn't take, I don't know, an hour. Probably took me 20 minutes to edge, 10-15 minutes to knock all the loose dirt off the grass, and maybe another 20 minutes, 30 minutes to lay all the mulch. And the bed looks great. So I hope you give it a try. Thanks for joining me. I'm Mark with the Average Me channel.